Alright, so as I suspected, or what I was afraid was going to end up happening is they did feed the hot wire from the panel up and over the header instead of down below. So I don't know how they got that. I'm thinking it's probably the porch light switch leg. One of the switch legs is actually coming from down the wall. I don't know why or how, but as you can see, I'm using my Klein hot stick here. Just so you know, if you are a novice trying to figure something out on your own, first and foremost, be very, very cautious if you don't know much about what you're doing about electricity. I would advise you get someone who does know what they're doing, because you can get hurt and dead. But I'm using a Klein hot stick. All I'm doing here is just figuring out which wire is hot right now and which one isn't. I do not rely on my hot stick for every bit of troubleshooting that I'm doing. I do have, multimeters and other testers for things like that. But just to simply find out which wire is hot so that I can then figure out my switch legs, I am going to use my Klein here. And so I'm going to show you that I have already found out that this is the home run right here. See how that's ringing out? Go up there to that one, I got nothing. Come down here, I got nothing. Over here, I got nothing. Right here, I know that's my hot. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically try one at a time, figuring out what's going to what, just to troubleshoot and narrow it down which ones are my switch legs and which one's my hot feed. And give me just a moment and I'll show you how I'm doing that. Alright, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a one at a time kind of deal, just to show you guys how to do it if it's something really simple and basic. And what I did was I just turned that back on. I took my hot and I just simply tied one of the other wires to it. As you can see, I put my tester down here, so that is not that. The hall light is not on, so that must be the porch light right there. Alright, so I know now that that one is the porch light. So I'm going to pull this back off. I know this is my porch light switch leg. Alright, I'm going to take that, bend it just so I can mark it for myself. Now, what I'm going to do is see which one is my hot feed going down the wall and see which one is my hallway light. So give us just one moment. Now I will say that if I'm just doing troubleshooting and I'm not trying to show you something on video, I probably would just touch these two together while one's hot, but that's because I've been doing this for 20 years and I know how to safely handle it. But for novice sake and for someone just trying to figure this out on their own, I would turn the power off each time I start to reconnect a wire. So what I've done now is I took my one that I know that is hot, and then I took this one coming out this way, which I suspected was probably the bedroom. And sure enough, as you can see there, it is lit up now. And furthermore, the light's working too. So I know that that one is my hot feed going down the wall. Therefore, I know that this one right here is my hallway switch leg. So what I have to do is I have to tie these together, put a couple pigtails on there so that I can feed each switch. So what I'm going to do now is turn my breakers off, and I'm going to tie these together and make a couple pigtails. I'll come back and show you. Alright, so back now, and what I've done here is I took my hot, and I know my hot feed going down there to the bedroom, and I took two more pieces of 14-2, and then I twisted all four of those together like I showed you before. And then what I can do is just take this, get it back in the back of the box there, get it out of the way. And then I'll strip these two out here on the end, and those will be my hot connections for my switch. Those will be my switch legs, and those will be my grounds. I'll come back and show you once I get both switches in.